everyone, Mark here from M.Strength. Welcome to this episode. Today we have Louise. Very excited to have Louise on. She has just completed my 6-week program called Break Free. She's been training at my premise, my gym in Maribyrnong it's been about over a year now, Louise, is that correct?
Yeah.
Little backstory. So Louise is originally from the Midlands in the UK, moved to Australia. When did you move here, Louise?
2010.
Yeah, just loved it so much.
Yeah.
Married with 2 kids, worked as a hairdresser / mum. Her hobbies are drawing and painting, and now lifting weights is also a hobby, which is good to see. So just a little backstory. So Louise has completed our program called Break Free, which is a 6-week program for women who are looking to get a bit more sustainability within their nutrition, with their training practices. So we're just going to go through some questions and just get to know like how she found that program, the benefits she got, and a couple extra things like that. So yeah, Louise, I guess first of all, before you started Break Free, kind of what situation were you at with your nutrition?
Well, prior to Break Free, I mean, like you mentioned before, I have been with H.Strength Melbourne for just over a year now. So I do feel like I had created a good foundational base to start the program, as I had been training with you. But previous to H.Strength Melbourne, I was really burnt out, to be honest. After my second baby, after lockdowns, COVID, niggles and injuries, I had tried pretty much everything to get back on track with my fitness, which had come to me so easily before all of that. So I mostly looked at high intensity workouts, lots of cardio, but lots of quick and fast paced training, I suppose, and circuit training, all sorts of different things.
Yeah, it's pretty common thread, I find. Like a lot of females in their, say, 20s, like late 20s, early 30s, probably go down that rabbit hole of a lot of cardio and HIIT sort of workouts.
That was me. Yeah.
Give us an idea, like how were you feeling with your body in those sort of workouts, like once you were doing it for a period of time? I guess what were some of the potential like things you didn't like about it, and like how was your body responding to it, which, you know, like I guess looking back, you're like, oh, like that wasn't really favorable.
I have always felt my absolute best when I'm maintaining some type of fitness in my life. The thing I noticed previously, and this is before children came along as well, because I was also doing high intensity, maybe 4 or 5 times a week, I would get burnout quite easily. That was something that used to happen to me every now and again. Fortunately, in my younger years, in my 20s and early 30s, I found injuries were not overly common, but I definitely got a lot of niggles and pains at times, and I would ignore them and then just get flare-ups and things like that. But that got gradually worse, especially after children. I'm falling into a slump with my fitness after that as well. Yeah.
What about nutrition? What sort of, diets or nutrition things had you tried, and like what wasn't working for you?
I've told you that I've tried everything when it comes to nutrition. I've tried all sorts of things. And to be honest, I do enjoy experimenting with my nutrition to just gauge what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I have tried paleo, keto in my younger years, Weight Watchers when it was fashionable, all the things. I feel like I've got quite a well-rounded view of the dieting world and fads from the last 10 to 20 years. Yeah.
And so since going through Break Free, this is like your last week of the 6-week intro for Break Free. What benefits did you notice since like doing Break Free and now since like completing that program?
Since starting Break Free and focusing on my nutrition, I've definitely noticed an increase in energy, but also in terms of I can get through my days. I have very hectic days as a hairdresser, as a mom, and then you throw a strength set in the mix. I go. And And as I mentioned before, I can get burnout quite easily as well if I'm not careful. So one of the things I've definitely noticed since starting the Break Free program is I don't get that burnout. I find I can go through my day, and even like the following day when I get to the gym now, one of the problems I had before, when I work on a Thursday, I have a really big day, then I'm in the gym Friday morning. And prior to Break Free, I was finding I was really struggling with getting a balance with my nutrition whilst working on a Thursday, because when I got to the gym on a Friday, I was not performing so well because I was exhausted from the end of the week, from doing a really big day the day before. And I definitely noticed that in the gym. So one of the things I've definitely noticed is from making sure I'm particularly eating very well on a Thursday when I have my long working day and being prepared and making sure I'm getting all of that nutritional content in, I've noticed a really significant increase in my energy levels when I'm at the gym on a Friday. And I feel like for the first time I'm starting to be able to perform better in those sessions as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been very particularly notable for me.
And just on your nutrition, because a lot of the nutrition approaches which we go through are actually having to increase your carbs, have more carbohydrates, which is like usually against what a lot of females would think is what they need to do for like just health in general. They think they need to cut carbs. So tell us a bit about your experience, about how your body responded to an increase in carbs and what happens to your body weight when you increase carbs.
Regarding diet and nutrition from the last 10 to 20 years, and particularly over the last 10 years, I feel like we just get sent this message of don't eat carbs. And so, and like I mentioned, keto, paleo, a lot of low carb diets. And so going into Break Free and all of a sudden having this massive intake in carbs where I'm eating, significant amount of carbs with every meal, I really was expecting to even gain water weight, because I am somebody that gains water weight quite easily. And I couldn't believe it, but even when we started, I thought, hang on a second, I'm actually losing weight. I need to up my carbs and I need to up my calories because I'm still not quite at maintenance level. So that was shocking to me. I thought, my God, I've been lied to. I can eat carbs, and I can eat lots of carbs. I was quite amazed at the going from, and to be honest, I hadn't been significantly low carb prior to joining Break Free, but I definitely had a big increase in carbs, and I was quite shocked by the amount of carbs I could eat. And I mean, as I said, just trying to find where I was maintenance wise, because even the first couple of weeks I was losing weight and increasing my carbs again. I'm maintaining now. So that's been a big wake up call. And
again, a lot of women tend to just constantly undereat, and they don't actually know what their maintenance is and what that looks like. And it's actually, a fair bit of food. It's a lot of food, and maintenance means you're not going to increase weight. You're not going to lose weight. You're not going to increase weight, but it's a place in which you can be sustainable, and it's a good baseline to then shoot off and do other methods from there.
Definitely.
With your mindset, we talk a lot about mindset and the changes in mindset or mindset during the program, but regarding your mindset shifts, what sort of mindset shifts did you experience during Break Free?
I think my biggest mindset shift is understanding that my body does need carbohydrate, and it's not only okay, it's a good thing. My relationship with food, I think, has improved as well. I look at food as a source of fuel. Rather than thinking, I've got to keep under this amount of calories, I've got to keep under this, and I've got to avoid that. I'm now thinking in terms of, I didn't get that in today. I need to make sure that I'm going to have more food. I've got to have more food. Yeah. So my mindset's completely flipped in terms of my relationship with food as well. I feel like I've got, and again, I didn't feel like I had a particular particularly bad relationship with food beforehand, but now I can see I've got a much healthier mindset.
Yeah, it's a lot less stressful to think, I can have some
100%.
more food later on in the day, not feel
100%.
deprived.
Yeah. And again, I think because a lot of what the focus is on is your macro intake as well, your proteins, fats, and carbs. It was nice to take an approach of, okay, this is my goal, but if I don't hit all of that, or if I go over, it's not the end of the world and it all balances out. It's a less stressful way of eating your food.
Yeah. And just touching on the training aspect, the strength training aspect. So you're a bit of a gun in the weights room now, I must say. You're moving well, you're pushing pretty good weights, you've got good form, ticking all the boxes. But how does what we do in our sessions, like strength training with doing a set and then a rest and focusing on mind-muscle connection and pushing to failure, all those things that we speak about, how is that different than, say, doing a 45, 60-minute HIIT session?
It's so different. It's so different. One of the biggest things I would say is the connection you have between your mind and your body and your movements. I think that's a huge thing. I have been training with you for a little while now, so I already had an idea of how you operated. However, doing this program, I feel like I've made that connection further, and I feel like it allows me to perform better. I'll give myself the room to improve, but also it allows myself to be mindful in the gym in terms of I'm moving with purpose. I'm also making sure that I'm, trying not to injure myself. In a high intensity session, you'll go. Funnily enough, I was having this conversation before. Often when you'll go, you don't take a minute to think about how everything's moving, technique.
And what you're trying to get out of the movement as well.
Yeah, I feel like taking the time, and that's been, again, a really big mindset shift, particularly over the last year with you, is taking the time to be focused on your movements, technique. And I feel like once that connection's made, it then allows you to progress quicker as well.
And I think you tied it in nicely before, with your nutrition, because you just said before, you understanding the intention and going through break free has helped with strength training as well. I think you said it nicely before, because you said, once you fix your food intake, is that you're able to come to the Friday and do that session really well. And the thing that people don't understand is that, we need to go and do strength training to try and lift weights, but also stimulate muscle growth. Yeah. And that's what the nutrition also does, is it creates that fuel. It then allows us to tap into those intensities and to have a really good session. So then we can then build the muscle that we need to. And
I even apply that now to my work and my life in general. I am thinking, I'm feeling a bit fatigued. I haven't eaten. I need to eat more.
Yeah, just cutting someone's hair, having just like a glass of orange juice at the same time.
Yeah, actually, honestly, sometimes I do slip out and have a glass of orange juice, but I think, oh goodness, what's wrong with me? Oh, that's right, I'm juicing food. I'll just go smash a glass of orange juice.
Yeah.
And it works.
There we go.
Yeah.
And just last question to wrap things up. So if you had to recommend the Break Free program to other women, who would you recommend it to and what would you say to them?
I would recommend the program to anybody who is interested in changing their relationship with food for the better, who's interested in creating and maintaining long-term goals for themselves. I think the thing with the Break Free program is it's a fantastic 6-week program, but really it sets you up for so much more than 6 weeks. And I think for anybody who is serious about not the short-term benefits, but the long-term benefits, I think this program's got a lot to offer you, because it teaches you to have a much better relationship with food, your body, how your body moves, and in turn that will help you, with your workouts at the gym, but then over a period of time you're going to see the gains from that as well. But I would probably say as well, it's not for somebody who's after a quick fix in terms of come in, smash a deficit diet,
it's not a weight loss program.
It's not that. Yeah, it's not that.
Which is hard to wrap your head around sometimes.
Yeah, but if you take a step back and you really put some thought into those long-term goals, there's definitely a lot to be gained from it. Yeah.
And for those of you who are watching, you can see Louise's full journey, because Louise is going into our next phase, which is called build, which is all about really maximizing on that muscle gain process. So it'd be interesting and really cool to see your journey, like over the 3 phases that we do have in our program.
I'm very excited for the muscle gains. I'm excited for the growth. I'm excited for the carbs. Bring it on.
Yeah, more carbs. That's it. More juice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.